As of right now, we have not seen a single new frame of the game since May of 2025. That's more than 14 months of near total silence on the actual footage front. So the question the entire community keeps asking is a fair one. When does Trailer 3 arrive? But there's a second, more important question sitting underneath it. Not just when the next reveal lands, but what it's actually going to be. Because there's a real case that the next thing Rockstar shows us isn't a cinematic trailer at all. Trailer 1 released on December 4th, 2023. Worth noting, it wasn't supposed to. Rockstar had it scheduled for December 5th, but a low-quality version leaked the night before, so they pushed the real thing out a day early rather than let the leak dominate. Trailer 2 followed on May 6th, 2025, and the timing there is important, because it landed just 4 days after Rockstar announced the game's first delay, moving it from a full 2025 window to May 2026. That trailer focused on Jason Duval, introduced Lucia Caminos properly, showed off Vice City, and was confirmed as captured on PS5. Alongside it, Rockstar published dozens of new screenshots and full character profiles. The gap between those two trailers was roughly 17 months. Hold on to that number because it's the single most useful data point we have for predicting the third. Since then, the game slipped a second time to its current date of November 19th, 2026, and Rockstar has kept a steady drip of marketing going without ever showing new footage. In June 2026, they revealed the official cover art and a new logo, put out another batch of screenshots, released the game's main theme, and opened pre-orders on June 25th. So the campaign isn't dormant, it's active. It's just deliberately withholding the one thing everyone wants, which is more of the game in motion. And as we'll see, that restraint appears to be entirely intentional. The most credible pointer we have centers on early August and specifically on Take-Two's earnings call. Start with what Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick actually said. Back in May, he indicated that GTA 6 marketing wouldn't really begin until summer. That turned out to be accurate. The pre-orders, the cover art, the screenshots, and the theme all arrived right as summer got underway. When the person overseeing the company tells you the rollout is coming and then it arrives on schedule, that's a more reliable signal than any fan account. Now layer on the reporting from insider Tom Henderson, who has pointed to August consistently for months. His reasoning is straightforward and grounded in Rockstar's known behavior. The studio has a pattern of dropping major reveals right around Take-Two's earnings calls, because it lets the company walk into an investor meeting with maximum momentum. Take-Two's next earnings report is scheduled for August 7th, a Friday, before the market opens. That matters because the company normally reports midweek, after the close. The last notable time they reported in this pre-market format, it coincided with the announcement that Red Dead Redemption 2 had been delayed, so the format itself carries some history. Putting that together, the most defensible window for the next major GTA 6 reveal is the stretch running into that August 7th call, with the day or two beforehand being the most likely, since Rockstar typically gets its own news cycle before the earnings report itself. That's not a guarantee. Rockstar is famously difficult to predict, but it's the one lead built on the company's actual patterns rather than on numerology. 2 trailers in, we still have not seen the game the way you'll actually play it. Both trailers were cinematic, cut and scored like film. We've seen environments, characters, and story tone. What we have not seen is a heads-up display, a mission in progress, the map, a weapon wheel, driving, or a single second of unedited gameplay. That raises a real possibility the next reveal might not be Trailer 3 in the cinematic sense at all. It might be the dedicated gameplay showcase. There's clear precedent for the timing. GTA 5's gameplay video, released on July 9th, 2013, roughly 2 months before that game launched. Red Dead Redemption gameplay trailer arrived about 85 days ahead of release. If you count backwards from November 19th, and this is the part that lines up late August, right around that same earnings window. So one coherent reading is that the August reveal is the gameplay reveal, not another mood piece. And there's a strong argument that's what makes sense for Rockstar at this stage, with the game 4 months out and hype already saturated, showing the game actually running does more work than another cinematic. Which leads to a bigger point. There's a genuine case that this next reveal, whether you call it Trailer 3 or the gameplay showcase, could be the last major one before launch. Rockstar in 2026 is not the Rockstar of 2013. GTA 5 had 4 or 5 trailers across its campaign. This rollout has been deliberately starved, and the studio has openly leaned into building anticipation through restraint. With pre-orders reportedly running far ahead of anything else on the market, the commercial pressure to keep revealing more simply isn't there. So if you're expecting a long, generous run of full trailers, temper that. It may be one more significant drop, then relative quiet into November. Given the game's history, it's fair to ask whether another delay is on the table. The Honest read, it's unlikely, and there's a concrete reason why. Both previous delays happened before pre-orders opened. That's the key difference now. As of June 25th, pre-orders Alive and Money has changed hands at scale. Pulling the date at this point would mean reversing a live commercial commitment that huge numbers of people have already paid into, a fundamentally different and far more damaging move than adjusting a date while the game was still purely in the marketing phase. None of that makes it impossible. This is still Rockstar, and the game has moved twice already, but the structural situation strongly favors the date holding. The realistic expectation is that November 19th stands. It's also worth remembering how far the game has already shifted. The original internal target was around spring 2025. By the company's own accounting, the current date sits roughly 18 months beyond that. So while another slip looks unlikely, the track record is why a degree of caution is still reasonable rather than paranoid. The most credible window for the next major GTA 6 reveal is early August, built around Take-Two's unusual August 7th earnings call, a read grounded in Rockstar's actual patterns rather than fan numerology. There's a strong chance that reveal is a gameplay showcase rather than another cinematic trailer, and a real possibility it's the last major one before launch. Another delay looks unlikely now that pre-orders are live and the game remains on track for November 19th. Everything beyond that, the specific dates, the watch theories, the guaranteed full trailer run, is speculation, and most of it hasn't held up. The evidence supports patience and a realistic expectation, not certainty. If that reveal does land in early August, we'll finally get the answer to the question that actually matters, not what GTA 6 looks like in a trailer, but what it looks like to play. And after 14 months of silence, that's the one worth waiting for.